Picture this. You've been wrestling with a problem for hours. Maybe it's a coding bug that won't quit, a creative block on your novel, or just trying to remember the name of that actor from that thing. You've Googled, you've brainstormed, you've stared at the ceiling until your eyes hurt. Nothing. Then you excuse yourself to the bathroom and bam! 3 steps into your business, the solution hits you like a lightning bolt. The code fix is obvious, the plot twist writes itself, and oh right, it was Gary Oldman in that movie. Welcome to the most reliable think tank in human history, your toilet. If you've ever had a eureka moment while doing your, business, you're not alone. There's actually a name for this, the toilet wisdom phenomenon. And before you roll your eyes, this isn't just internet pseudoscience. Scientists have been studying why our best ideas seem to come when we're literally sitting on the throne of thought. The shower gets a lot of credit too, and rightfully so. There's even a term shower thoughts that's become internet shorthand for those random profound realizations. But the toilet? The toilet might actually be the superior thinking chamber. And here's why. To understand toilet wisdom, we need to talk about something called diffuse thinking. Your brain operates in 2 main modes, focused and diffuse. Focused mode is when you're actively concentrating, reading, calculating, problem solving. It's like a flashlight beam, intense but narrow. Diffuse mode is the opposite. It's when your mind wanders, when you're daydreaming, when you're on autopilot. Think of it as a lantern, dimmer but illuminating a much wider area. And here's the kicker. Diffuse mode is where the magic happens. When you're not actively trying to solve a problem, your brain doesn't just shut down. It keeps working, but differently. It starts making connections between seemingly unrelated ideas, filing through memories, and approaching problems from angles your focused mind never considered. So why is the bathroom such a hotbed of inspiration? It's not just because you're relaxed, though that helps. It's because the bathroom creates the perfect storm of conditions for diffuse thinking. First, you're alone. No notifications, no conversations, no distractions. Your brain finally gets permission to wander. Second, you're doing something routine and automatic. This frees up mental resources that your subconscious can redirect to background processing. Third, and this might surprise you, there's a slight element of mild stress or urgency. Not panic-inducing stress, but just enough to keep your brain slightly more alert than it would be while lying in bed. It's like your mind is idling at the perfect RPM for creative thinking. Compare this to the shower, which gets a lot of attention for breeding brilliant thoughts. The shower is great, don't get me wrong. The warm water is relaxing, the white noise is soothing, and you're definitely alone with your thoughts. But there's something about the bathroom that adds an extra layer of, let's call it contemplative pressure. Neuroscientists have discovered something fascinating about mind wandering. When your brain isn't focused on a specific task, it doesn't just randomly fire neurons. Instead, it activates what's called the default mode network, a specific set of brain regions that become active during rest. This network includes the medial prefrontal cortex, which handles self-referential thinking, and the hippocampus, which processes memories. When these areas start talking to each other without the interference of focused attention, they can form new connections and associations. It's like having a conversation between different parts of your brain that normally don't get to chat because they're too busy with their day jobs. The result? Those aha moments that seem to come from nowhere. Here's where it gets really interesting. We live in a world that's obsessed with productivity, with constant stimulation, with filling every moment with content and activity. We check our phones 150 times a day. We listen to podcasts while walking. We scroll through social media sometimes while on the toilet. But all this constant input might actually be sabotaging our ability to think creatively. When your brain never gets a chance to wander, it never gets a chance to make those unexpected connections that lead to breakthrough ideas. There's research showing that people who engage in simple, boring tasks, like folding laundry or taking walks without headphones, score higher on creativity tests afterward. The boredom isn't a bug, it's a feature. It forces your mind to entertain itself, to explore internal landscapes instead of consuming external content. This isn't a new phenomenon, by the way. History is full of great thinkers who did their best work while walking, bathing, or yes, using the facilities. Archimedes had his famous eureka moment in a bathtub. Nikola Tesla would walk exactly 10 miles every day, claiming it stimulated his thinking. And let's be honest, with the bathroom habits of centuries past, there was probably a lot of thinking time built into everyone's day. Before smartphones, before constant connectivity, people had no choice but to be alone with their thoughts regularly. Every bathroom break, every wait for public transport, every moment of downtime was a potential incubator for ideas. But now? Now we carry the entire internet in our pockets. The moment we feel the slightest hint of boredom or mental downtime, we reach for our phones. We've essentially trained ourselves to avoid the very mental states that foster creativity and problem-solving. Think about the last time you were truly bored. Not frustrated or impatient, actually bored, with nothing to do and nowhere to direct your attention. For many people, it's been years. We've optimized boredom out of our lives, and we might be paying a creative price for it. So maybe it's time for a revolution. A bathroom revolution. What if we reclaimed these spaces as sanctuaries of thought? What if we left our phones outside the bathroom door and let our minds actually wander? This isn't about being more productive, though you might be. It's about being more human. There's something fundamentally human about the experience of having a random, brilliant thought while doing the most mundane activities. It connects us to generations of thinkers and dreamers who solved problems not by trying harder, but by giving their minds permission to explore. The toilet wisdom phenomenon is really a window into something much larger: the importance of mental downtime in a hyper-connected world. It's a reminder that sometimes the best thing we can do for our creativity is absolutely nothing at all. Your brain is not a computer that needs constant input to function optimally. It's more like a garden that needs periods of rest and wandering to produce its most beautiful and unexpected flowers. So the next time you find yourself stuck on a problem, maybe don't reach for another cup of coffee or dive deeper into Google. Maybe just wait for nature to call. Give your mind permission to wander. Embrace the boredom. Let your thoughts drift. Because sometimes the best ideas don't come from thinking harder. They come from thinking differently. And sometimes thinking differently means not thinking at all. After all, if some of humanity's greatest insights can emerge from our most private moments, what does that say about the power of solitude, contemplation, and yes, even our bodily functions in shaping the way we understand the world? The next time someone asks where you get your best ideas, you might just have to answer, well, it's complicated.